Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Anthony, for that wonderful message about life, about the blessed mess that is life. As I get older, I see that things somehow get messier as I'm getting older. I say getting older, but I know a lot of people here are thinking I'm so young. But I've noticed that for some reason, just as we mature, we care about more things. Our sphere of what matters to us increases, and life gets messier. And I think what Anthony was saying is absolutely correct, that a lot of the time in life, we're willing to be willing. It's like we're not inherently willing, but we want to be willing. And I think that is so true. And I think in life, with a lot of things that get messy, I think there's a handful of things that are just core messy situations, and then they just kind of have their own little sphere around them. And one of them is finances. Of course, money. That is a huge instance of just messiness in life. That's why we had financial peace. That's why financial peace exists. What that is, Anthony, is this thing by Dave Ramsey that just teach you about finances. You might already know that. That's why things like that exist, because we have so much financial messiness. We have so much financial heartache and pain, and it messes with us. And so when it comes to that, finances, sometimes we're not willing to be willing. Sometimes we don't want to give because we're scared of that unknown. We don't know what's going to happen if we don't have enough for the rent at the end of the month. I know as an apartment manager what I have to do if you don't have enough rent at the end of the month, what I'm going to have to say to them. And it can be scary. It can be terrifying to release that, to be willing to give that control of our money, of our finances, of our future, of our livelihood, of our comforts, of our food, of our everything. So much revolves around money, being able to release that control to God, who absolutely has everything in control, as we saw in Numbers, through the story that Anthony read to us about Moses. God absolutely knows what's going to happen. And I love what you said, Anthony. Why are we surprised when God delivers a miracle? It's like, oh my goodness, God, I didn't think you were so generous. Of course he is. He's always going to be generous. It is in his very character, and it's in his nature to be generous, more so than we ever can fathom within our human capacity. And so when we give offertory messages here at New Life, they're not supposed to be persuasive. They're not supposed to be me kind of guilt-tripping you, or me trying to just convince you, this is why you should be giving. If you're not giving, oh, God is probably mad at you. No, he's not mad at you, for one. And this is not to persuade you either. It's supposed to remind you why it is you're giving. It's supposed to help change your perspective as you're giving, because I know it can get kind of routine, and it's good to give routinely, yes, but it can get a little routine. It's like at the start of the month you do your finances, or at least we do, and in our budget, we put in our offering, as said by Dave Ramsey. And so when we give, this message is supposed to help remind you as you're giving, this is why I'm giving. God, I am releasing control of my finances. I'm releasing control of my world to you. And so when we do this, we're also participating. Not everyone can be a missionary in Africa. Not everyone can do the things a pastor does. But we can give. We can give our financial earnings. We can give our hearts to God, and that is participating. That is sharing in the ministry. Amen? All right, so let's take up the offering.